Dear children, this is called a simple representing the form of a photosynthesis, a huge universal food providing process. This equation is not a simple one to write like this. It is a work of different scientists around 200 years. So the time taken for scientists to formulate this photosynthesis equation is 200 years. In the previous session we got one more bit about 300 years. What is 300 years? The time taken for scientists to discover factors for photosynthesis is 300 years. The time taken to formulate the equation of photosynthesis by the scientist is 200 years. You got two different bits regarding the two different years. 300 years is for factors of photosynthesis, 200 years for the equation of photosynthesis, to formulate this equation. Why it taken much time to formulate the equation? We are writing it very simply, we are understanding it very simply. The thing is, importance of carbon dioxide is discovered by one scientist by doing some experiment. He don't know the importance of other factors. Importance of sunlight was given by Jan Ingenhousz. Importance of carbon dioxide was given by Mr. Moll, the scientist called Moll. Importance of water in plant growth was given by von Helmont. Like the different scientists gave their importance. Combinedly, all the factors and all the products formed in the photosynthesis done by different scientists is combined in a short form which is called equation for photosynthesis, was first given by C.B. Van Niel. First given by C.B. Van Niel in year 1931. Very important. Who for the first time formulated the equation for photosynthesis is C.B. Van Niel in year 1931. The simple equation. So it is not his own work. Around the scientists worked around for 200 years, and finally who succeeded in formulating the equation is nothing but called the scientist named C.B. Van Niel. So once again we will change this equation according to the science. Yes, plants take carbon dioxide, they use water, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll they prepare a food. Which food they prepare? Which nutrient they prepare? They prepare a nutrient called carbohydrate. You need to understand which nutrient it is prepared, which food it is prepared by plant. The plants prepare a nutrient called, a food called carbohydrate. It is represented in the form of a chemical equation called CH2O, a chemical form. Water is represented as H2O. Carbon dioxide is represented as CO2. In the same way, the important product, what is the important product of photosynthesis? I am telling it repeatedly. Important product is carbohydrate. The additional products is oxygen and water. The release of oxygen is not the intention of plant to do photosynthesis. While doing photosynthesis, it released one additional thing. It don't want it, plant don't want it, it released it out. The same oxygen is used by animals to survive. Understand, dear children? Oxygen is not the main product or important product. It is called the additional product of photosynthesis. But it makes us to survive, no doubt. The important product is food material. Which type of food material? Carbohydrates. What is its chemical representation of carbohydrate? CH2O. So later the equation is changed as carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chloroplast and chlorophyll. CH2O. What is CH2O means? Carbohydrate, important food prepared in the plant. And then additionally oxygen and water. This is called a simple equation. This is called as a simple or a basic equation of photosynthesis. This is called simple or basic equation. Later this equation is balanced to prepare a modified and advanced equation of photosynthesis. Later we will see. I think you came to know the representing a large process, a unique process, an important universal food providing process called photosynthesis in form of a equation. Carbon dioxide, water, in the presence of sunlight and carbohydrate, chloroplast, chlorophyll, it prepare carbohydrate. oxygen and water. It can be given in the another form, like for the preparation of one molecule of carb, is it or not? What is prepared here in this photosynthesis? Carbohydrate. So for the preparation of one molecule of carbohydrate, carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, the process will continue, which is called as photosynthesis. This is a simple definition. You can also construct by simple way of observing this. In the presence of by using carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll, they prepare an important food called carbohydrate. Later we will see its advantage. Here the important thing is who for the first time succeeded in giving the equation for photosynthesis. C.B. Van Til. In which year? 1931. What is this kind of equation called? Simple or basic equation of photosynthesis. Dear children, still we need to discuss about the important product called the food which is prepared here. So the important product of photosynthesis is the prepared food, which is nothing but called carbohydrate. It is simply represented as CH2. Which carbohydrate is prepared in plant? Because carbohydrates are so many types are there. Listen it carefully. What is carbohydrate? The material which is formed by the combination of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen is called a carbohydrate. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen combinedly give a product called carbohydrate. Is it or not? CH2 is a carbohydrate. And it is in the dietary form, eatable form. So carbohydrate is of single type, so many types. Glucose is a type of carbohydrate, fructose is a type of carbohydrate, lactose, galactose, maltose, fructose. So many types of carbohydrates are there, among which we are eating sugar, normal sugar, dear children. Is it or that is called sucrose, cane sugar, which is prepared from sugar cane. Is called as a cane sugar. What is our edible sugar? What we are eating every day? That is a type of carbohydrate called sucrose. Understand? And we are eating fruits. While we are eating, we will get some sweetness. Is it or not? Some sweetness is there in the fruits. That is called fructose, which is called as a fruit sugar. Milk also has some carbohydrate called lactose. So carbohydrates are of different forms. Their chemical equations are different, but every carbohydrate contains CHO. Now, what is the important carbohydrate prepared in this glucose, prepared in this photosynthesis? The important carbohydrate prepared in this photosynthesis is called glucose. What is its formula? C6H12O6. Understand, dear children? What is the important food prepared here? Carbohydrate. There are so many kinds of carbohydrates: sucrose, fructose, glucose, lactose, galactose, maltose. Out of these important, which type of carbohydrate is prepared here? A type of carbohydrate prepared here is called glucose. What is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. Here we once again came across with some important bits. What is the type of carbohydrate prepared in photosynthesis? Glucose. The type of carbohydrate prepared in photosynthesis is glucose. What is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. C6H12O6 is commonly called as glucose. Understand, dear children? In any way you need to answer it. Now this is prepared. So later the equation was changed once again into, first we simply call it as food. Later we changed it as which type of food? Carbohydrate. Foods are of different types: carbohydrates, proteins, fats. But which one is prepared first by the photosynthesis? Carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are generally represented in CH2O. Is it or not? Generally represented in the form of CH2O, the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen containing forms. Which carbohydrate is particularly prepared in this photosynthesis form? The carbohydrate called glucose. Its formula is C6H12O6. Is it carbon, hydrogen, oxygen is there or not? Yes, dear children. Later we will move on to the balanced equation. What is balanced equation? The materials present, the compounds present in the reactants and the products must be balanced. That is called balance. Later we will see it.